to go back to the Warner thing, that is a great loss for me and a real shame. I would say, I don't know, I never really know if that's because I grew up with Rob Warner as like this hero as well, but I think objectively he's an amazing commentator and the voice of our sport. We're involved in maybe the notiest episode.
I'm looking forward to seeing what's in that notepad, mate. I'll be honest with you.
It's heavy.
The notepad's full of ink.
The amount of ink in the notepad for TRC 56 is extreme. We've got plenty to talk about. Much has gone on since last week, eh?
It has. Much has gone on since last week, I think. Yeah, when you think about it. These things come around fast, though, don't they?
They do.
Do you not
They're coming
think?
hot. Yeah, no, they really do.
You're like, fuck, oh my god, it's Monday already. Holy, like it feels like yesterday since we last did an episode with Jono, which went down really well. So big up everyone.
Big up everyone.
Big up everyone for.
Do you ever wake up, get out of bed, and just think, oh, I've got to talk to that southern bellend in a second?
No, I really don't, mate. No, if I did, I'd tell you.
Do you not?
I really would. No. Do you think you do? You've got to talk to that northern gravy drinking,
not one bit
tight piece of shit.
No, I don't, and that's what makes the Ride Companion so fantastic. And welcome aboard to a new and wonderful episode with many, like we joked about, many notes in this one. I don't know if notes help, dude. Sometimes I think if you make like bullet point notes, it's really good and really helpful.
Yeah.
But I never do. My writing's really gone south since left school.
Really?
How's yours?
I try. I'm not good at writing at all. It's weird. You go so long without actually writing something down physically that when I pick up a pen and write something down, I'm like, oh, it feels weird. You're like, as if I'm doing this. This is really crazy.
Yeah.
It's Sorry, I just got put off then. Apologies. My mum just rang me.
Oh, did she?
So I'm just going to tell her that I'm busy. Yeah, so...
Yeah, tell her you're busy, dude. I actually write in capitals now, and it looks like I'm shouting. Do you know what I mean?
I do that. I've always done that, though, which is weird. That's an epigenetic thing, I think, because my dad writes in capitals, so I've picked it up from him. Yep, always writes in capitals. Terrible grammar. Everything's always been in capitals, and I do the same thing now. If I just go to write a note, it's always going to be, capitals.
I mean, if I write... I can obviously. I still have handwriting, but it's just got so messy and that I just write in capitals because then I can read it again. Otherwise, it's like a one-way thing.
Yeah, and I find that if I write anything longer than I'd say a paragraph, then it gets real bad. Then it's like very lazy. It's just lines. It's just like You think, I'll remember what that means, even though you're writing it and you know you're never going to remember it. And the same with my signature. My signature's not even a thing. It's not. I don't even have a signature, I don't think. If I like had to look back at a signature that I'd done, let's say in the last year, and decide if it was mine or someone else's, I would have no idea whose that signature is. It's different every time. I just like squiggle something. I just go, Rah.
So funny. I used to take such care in mind when I was younger, because obviously I wanted to be a professional basketball player, so my signature used to go, I can even remember it, I could actually draw it now if we got a bit of time. I'm going to try and
please jot it down the
it'll
siggy.
make you laugh.
Do the siggy.
So it used to involve a basketball and a basketball net, which I'm doing now.
The actual signature?
Yeah, this is what
and you'd sign this if you had to sign for something.
Yeah,
you'd
but no one
sign
wants
it like this.
No one wanted to, obviously, this is what it used to be.
No one wanted
Honestly, it used to have a basketball going through a net, and then it used to have this as well. Because all I'd do was copy what basketball players had done, so it used to have the number 23. That was honestly what it used to be. Because I thought I was going to the NBA.
You still do the 23 though, don't you? If you sign in, let's say, a young person's jersey or something like that.
If I'm signing something, if it's funny, then I'll do it. And that's what it's now. So it's just a script. But it's quite curly, curly, my name.
I'll show you what mine is, and this is serious, right? So let's say, here we go, someone gives you this, they go, hey, can you just sign that thing?
Yeah.
It's a Yeah, it's a tax bill. And I'm just going to pick up the pen and I'm just going to go like this. It's going to look something like that.
I mean, it's quite like...
It's nothing.
Isn't it? It's not like nothing. A line. What is it? What letters are you thinking about there?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like nothing. I just squiggle, and then that's it.
So it's different every time.
With my life. Yeah, every time, dude. Different.
Is it totally honestly?
Different. Yeah.
See, mine is different, but you can still. That's what it would look like if I was being neat. It's just. Okay. Wow. It doesn't. It's just circles.
It's like a slinky.
But if you think about, yeah, it is. Yeah. O L Y. Like it is quite a slinky name. It's funny that.
There you go.
I love the fact I can still remember the basketball net signature that I thought I was going to do. Imagine if I ever got to the NBA.
Oh, mate, the line waiting for a signature off you, and
you're just drawing,
drawing basketball.
It was not sustainable. It was absolutely not sustainable.
No, not sustainable with any form of success. It was not.
No, it wasn't. I should have spent more time playing and less time worrying about how I was going to sign people's jerseys. Oh dear, what can you do?
What can you do? Tell me about your weekend.
Oh, well, I cased a jump yesterday and I can't walk, really. I can't walk. I think it's my David, I think it's my bony impingement. We've had this before. Oh,
yeah, we have. We've had it a few times now, to be honest. I think it's at least average it out, I reckon it's every 6 months.
Yeah,
I reckon we've had it 4 times.
It probably is. It's so miserable. There's something I hate about, like, especially, so I had such a killer day. It was proper day in the Surrey Hills, like, up really early in the morning, out for a mega cross-country ride, met up with a load of people on the cross-country ride. It turned into, it was so good. Turned it into a proper ride in the hills, new tracks I hadn't ridden, sessioning trails. Yeah, it was really good. And then I had my jump bike on my truck in the car park waiting for me. I go back to the truck, head to the trails. So I was at Leatherhead Trails, Jimmy Pratt's trails, some of the best, well, I've ridden in the world. And I just regularly case jumps by, let's say, 10 mil. Like it's a pretty regular occurrence in trails. If you pull up, you case by a little bit and they're all sharp and pointy. And I cased one, and it just jars my ankle. So basically, I have on the outside of the joint, I have no cartilage on the inside. So on the outside, I have these things called bony impingements that are like two little like calcified balls, and it just has this like nutcracker effect if you bend the ankle too much. Do you know what I mean? So it's just in that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
and it's bending it which way? So let's say just let me get this straight.
Direction.
So you've cased the jump. So so your ankle bends towards the front.
It's always like that,
or backwards.
Always backwards. Heels down.
Always
so if my heels go down to a certain point, then I have just this like nutcracker effect.
Oh.
But it's horrible because it's like in the moment it feels like I've broken my ankle again, and if I'm honest, it still feels like I've broken my ankle because it's a bone pain, and I feel like after you've broken enough bone, you sort of come to a horrible familiarity with bone pain, I think, and arthritis and that kind of thing. So yeah, I think it's all good. I'm icing it loads and gonna chill.
Yeah,
because obviously I'm going to Whistler soon, so sort of need my ankle to
not
bend.
Too long away, either a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Week, 10 days, something like that.
Right. Be alright, won't it?
You'll be okay by then. Yeah, mate. Thank God we've got some good people that can help us out. You know, get the old Compex fired up, get some
just
stimulation
into the upset bone. Just
get the gun on it.
No, hopefully
that
it's all good.
It sucks. It sucks that for you, but
yeah, it does suck.
And those ankle braces and stuff, they must help a bit, or
dude. The thing is, you never really know, do you? I find that with a lot of health stuff, whether it's supplements or whether it's a brace, or you have no control. So for me to say they work, I don't really know. I wear them religiously because it's not worth me risking it. I don't want it to dislocate. It's so crap anyway. But I think in terms of impact, like a case is just a blunt bone impact. So
Yeah,
it's like,
It's again, like you say, if you're bracing something, they always used to say, like with the it's a bad example actually. I'm trying to think of like the neck braces that everyone used to wear. That would just move the shock to somewhere else. So a lot of people, you wouldn't have a neck injury, but you would break 2 collarbones because it would press down on your collarbones and stuff like that.
No, I understand what you mean. Yeah.
So same thing with the ankle brace. It's like, is it just moving that force to that specific point? I don't know.
I think we measured G's in the takeoff, and it's 5 G's. So 5 G's in the takeoff means that going through my ankle, I weigh I weigh 76 kgs, 78, something like that. So it's 5 times 78. Let's work this out because this is quite funny, isn't it?
Oh, is that how you? Is that what?
That's all a G. Yeah, absolutely.
Is it really?
Yes.
Is it your body weight?
Well, it's 5. It's 5 times anything.
5 times, sorry.
It's 5 times anything. Yeah. So whether it's the force applied to, so it's like 5.
How
times,
interesting! I didn't know that, mate.
So that means going through my ankle at that point is 390 kilograms.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, when you put it like that, it's a lot, in it.
I'm pretty sure I could have just done
More
the
than
biggest
can deadlift.
the biggest dumb reveal there ever. But I'm pretty sure that it is 5 times your body weight. So that's a lot, isn't it? And then a case momentarily. These are momentary things because obviously if you were doing like 10 seconds at 5 Gs, I think you'd pass out probably.
Yeah. Probably,
Whereas if you're doing
you're just like that instant.
Yeah. And the same with the case. You're just doing a momentary 5 Gs, I guess, or 3 Gs, or whatever it is. It's a lot of weight going through a bony impingement. I love this. Those medical words are so funny, aren't they?
Bony impingement. So what is the situation, obviously, with the ankle at the moment? So obviously a while ago you had your injections into it, right? So now, where was that at? 'Cause that was meant to last 6 months, and I feel like we're coming to the end of that 6 months.
Yeah, we've done it now. Yeah, I mean it stopped. It wore off. But it was like
fucking injuries, dude.
Shit, isn't it? But basically, that steroid injection was just to confirm that, like, if there was an improvement, it would confirm that is the bit that causes me all my problems. Because I've had a lot of breaks down there since, and a lot of different arthritis. It is often really difficult to work out exactly where it is. Even if you looked at my joint, it looks like a joke. It's like it's all like deteriorated and stuff. But there are also other ones that have deteriorated around, and with big pain, it's quite hard to actually. It's not as simple in an ankle joint to pinpoint exactly where it is. If you know what I mean. Because it can be on the front of your ankle, it can be in the joint of your ankle, it can be on the side, it can be, and each of those things mean a different thing. So we pinpointed exactly where it is. So that's good. But it is good. It just means I've only got.
Yeah.
They said that you can only have 3 of those steroid injections. But
ever,
dude, it's fucking.
Dude, fire him in. Just keep firing him in.
Oh, it's life changing.
Is there anything else you've seen that's like a bit not holistic, a little bit fringe? Like, you can do like stem cells and stuff like that. I think there's
I've really explored everything over the years, and a lot of my skepticism over stuff is from my ankle. If I'm honest, dude, because it's like when I first did it, I was just like so keen to try anything. It's not that I'm skeptical about it. It's just that there is a reality to a pain. And I love the idea of rubbing some CBD cream on it and then just being like, oh, it's fixed. But it's like and over the years I've been like methodical about it. So I've taken it seriously like an experiment. This all sounds so lame, but I haven't just had a couple of drops of CBD and then gone, oh, it doesn't work. I've done 3 months of religiously doing it and kind of paying attention, and it just, I think I don't doubt that that it works for some things, but it just doesn't work for this thing. And I've tried so many fucking things, and there's like deer antler powder that I heard on a podcast. It was like, it's very expensive. There's the other thing, a lot of them are very expensive.
You got it as well, did you? You went for it?
Yeah. I did everything. I did apple cider vinegar and coconut butter and oil, yeah, and all kinds of peppercorns, every single thing that I've heard about inflammation and all of those things. So I've tried all of it, and it's just I don't know whether it's just a matter of like it's too fucked, you know?
Yeah, I just feel like there's that stem cell thing. I don't know anything about it, but that seems to be a bit of a miracle cure. It seems
Kobe did it,
but again, Kobe did it. Yeah, Kobe did it.
When
Rogan's done it. That's where I hear about it a lot. And anyone who comes on his podcast that's suffering with something is like stem cells.
I feel like Rogan's one of those dudes though that's like, you know, susceptible to a certain amount of like, oh yeah, you know,
yeah, maybe,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, maybe,
but
yeah, he's not perfect, but I don't know. It just seems weird that it keeps coming up and that it's really difficult to get.
It's so expensive.
If it's difficult to get,
but
yeah, then it's probably going to do something.
Absolutely,
so,
but what I think,
go get stem cells.
I'd love
dude.
to. I would.
What a
I'd
trip!
Absolutely love to. Until it's gone through health organisations and it has that amount of data, it's like the same as. It's the same as something untested, if you know what I mean. And like if you look up, it's so boring, but if you look up the data on them, they're just not quite enough for national health services or even private medical care. It's not enough data for them to go, this 100% works 20% of the time. If it works 20% of the time, then they would consider putting money into it. But it's like they don't have the data yet on it, and it's so frustrating because it could be the thing that works, couldn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's a lot of fringe things like that, isn't there? There's a lot of stuff, especially around like mental health and stuff like that they don't invest money into. But it's showing, you know, especially looking at psilocybin or stuff like that. But they don't.
But they're getting there now.
It's probably harder to make money out of.
I don't know, they're getting there. They're getting the data now, and to get the data, even to get the data, you have to invest a great deal of money into testing, don't you? So I guess all of these things just take fucking ages before they become a paracetamol. Basically, it takes this amount of money and this amount of time before you can have something as widely regarded as paracetamol. And remember, paracetamol has a crazy high number of adverse side effects and, you know, bad things happening from it. And you just don't think about it because it's had that amount of time and that amount of money put into it. And people were allergic to it, you know, and like there's a percentage of the population that reacts badly to it. And
I suppose that's true. I suppose it would be.
What about penicillin, or what is there that's?
I'm allergic to penicillin.
There you go. Yeah, and whereas that's widely regarded as
I blow up like a balloon.
Do you? Yeah.
I once got that. Yeah, it was gnarly, dude. It wasn't nice. I had what's it called? Throat infection. I can't remember the name of it. Not conjunctivitis. It sounds something like that though. Glandular fever. It sounds nothing like it.
Glandular fever's bad, isn't
glandular fever. And I was in Australia, and dude, it was one of the worst times of my life. We were on a camping trip in Australia. It was like 40 degrees, and we're in a tent. And I got glandular fever, so I had fever, so I was like super hot and sweaty. I went to the doctors in Australia, and he gave me these pills, and I took them, and I literally, dude, my throat blew up.
Shit, yeah, bad.
And I couldn't
breathe.
I already couldn't swallow, but dude, it was so gnarly. So then got rushed into A&E. And he'd given me penicillin. So
if you look at fucking hell. If you look at numbers, it says that 10% have a adverse reaction, an adverse allergic reaction. So think how widely used penicillin is. Of that 10%, that's a misleading figure because of that 10%, then 10% of people, the reaction could just be that they blink a lot, or you know, it could be something completely that doesn't matter. But
it could be a rash or something. Anything.
That's why those fucking details are so important. But the fact is, it's something that we consider safe, and you know, and I do consider safe medically. But I find that stuff fascinating because I really have spent years fucking trying to make anything do anything.
Incremental changes if you can. Yeah, definitely. Interesting. Mate, we've got a hell of a community out there. If anyone knows anything else that Ollie might not have tried, he's tried everything. He's tried the peppercorn, he's tried the sweet corn, he's tried the cucumber up the bum, he's tried everything, and he's still having no luck.
The peppercorn apple cider vinegar was also, if you have it,
just anything anti-inflammatory, I guess is what you're trying to achieve at that point. Turmeric, all that sort of stuff.
So I watched something on It was turmeric, peppercorns, and apple cider vinegar on head injuries in rats. So they were just fucking feeding these rats these peppercorns and this turmeric and apple cider vinegar, and poor rats, the farts must have stunk. But they were flicking them and then measuring the amount of brain damage. Quite horrible testing. Not sure it would go down these days, but they learnt from it, and it was really big numbers. Like, I think the numbers that medical people look for are just fucking tiny, like tiny little increases in anything, because that can inform the next decision. And these were big numbers for those, and they're like kind of.
I'm a firm believer in that. You know, I know it's kind of. I do take the holistic view of most things, but I'm pretty interested in the fact that there's always some sort of, you know, thing on Earth that's not manufactured, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I guess everything's on Earth, but more like a food-based, you know, the whole "you are what you eat" thing reigns very true, that whatever you put into your body makes cells, which makes what you are. So yeah, I always feel like for inflammation it's going to be something like,
I hear you, diet change,
turmeric or diet change. Exactly. I'm very mindful of that, but obviously with an ankle injury,
no, I think you are right.
But
I think that just in nature it only gets you to a certain point. So it's like, you know, when you fell off up that hill, for instance, and fucked all your ribs and that. What in nature?
Yeah, turmeric.
No, exactly. So in that instance, you rely heavily on the world of science and medicine, don't you? You're like, you need morphine. You're not going to go and get a poppy and cut it open and get some dust and make an opiate-based painkiller. You know what I mean? It's like,
it's true.
I think you're 100% right, but I think that just.
I'd love to experience that. Sorry to interrupt you, but like that injury, I'd love to experience that almost twice. Yeah. So you go like, one of them is go down the medical route, and then you have the exact same injury, and you're like, right, no, because there was that guy who was on Rogan a while ago, Brett Weinstein, talking about his son broke his wrist, and he literally said, "We're not taking you to the hospital. You're just going to let your body figure it out, and the pain, you know, naturally subsides, and it naturally, you know, fixes itself and stuff like that." There's a pretty big movement on it. Again, I don't know if you do it with 10 broken ribs.
Imagine your scaphoids displaced. Fuck that noise! I'm not doing that. It's just literally a little circle. It would just turn black and then rot, and then, mate, I'm into medicine. Did he have an X-ray?
Yeah. Dude, honestly,
that's interesting.
It was a Brett Weinstein thing, and he was talking about literally not doing anything and letting your body, because there's a lot of people that do say, actually, Jono is a pretty good example on this. So I guess he had an injury, they cast it, which then leads to deep vein thrombosis, which I think he got right. And same with a wrist or whatever injury, you stop it from moving at all blood flow sort of slows down. So his argument, I guess, was mainly that you don't just carry on as normal. But maybe you do splint it, but you have movement, and you just carry on about your days, and hopefully it figures itself out. Well, again, I'd love to experience it twice. Like, right, let's break that wrist, and let's break that wrist, and let's just see which one fixes.
No doubt,
the best.
there's like there's an argument for pain to just experience it. Like, you have it has a profound effect on you, doesn't it? Like, if you go through something, that affects you more than if you just fell asleep for the duration of an injury, rather than went through life and dealt with all of the different things that are a pain in the fucking arse. Like, that would have a different effect.
True.
But I think, I guess I don't know, I'm just too scared of, I've heard too many people that have had scaphoids that just don't heal. If you've got an X-ray and you know that you have a clean, nice break, then I'll be up for it. But otherwise, it already scares me that it's not healing.
If there's any complications or it's displaced or something.
I sit there thinking, fuck, is it? I don't know if it's healing. But the thought of waiting 6 weeks for someone, which I've heard a lot of times, waiting 6 weeks, and then you go in, you have an X-ray, and obviously X-ray doesn't even show up that well after 6 weeks, but they know when it's not working. And after 6 weeks, imagine finding out that you're just nothing's happened. That's literally a part of your bone has died.
Well done.
Yeah. Fucking good on you.
Cheers, Brett. I know, anecdotally, I know more people that have had issues with not going to the hospital with a broken bone than have,
there you go,
have fixed it. Like, definitely, there's a lot more people. I've got a friend with a really dodgy elbow because he never went to the hospital.
I know what you're saying about things, because basically what you end up doing is you take best case scenario for the break. Let's say Jono's ankle or whatever his injury was. So then you cast it because you're trying to avoid movement. But then you create another problem because then you create this problem and then you medicate for the other problem. And before you know it, you've got a long list of things that it's hard to stay on top of. Like I for every operation I've had to inject myself for ages. I think it's a blood thinner or it's something to stop thrombosis, I guess, like to stop any
any clots.
And then when you're injecting yourself with that, you have to be careful not to cut yourself because then your blood doesn't clot. And you just it is like that in life, though, isn't it? It's like you replace a fucking spoke, but then the spoke is a bit stronger, and then it makes the spokes around it weaker. You know what I mean?
It's, then you start chasing the devil.
You kind of do.
Definitely.
Fuck knows. I'm glad that people are...
Interesting thing, the human body. I think the more holistic you can keep it, for me, definitely. The better, more in tune. I'm reading a good book about it all at the moment, actually. It's by Dr. Joe Dispenza. It's really good. It's a bit woo-woo, but it's really interesting. It's about pathways in your brain and overcoming trauma and injuries and stuff. It's really good.
I'm all for it, just it gets to a certain point. Like, I'd love to go through life only having injuries that would have just required a holistic approach, but I don't believe all that metal in my ankle is unnecessary. You know what I mean? Oh, dude.
Sound like I feel, mate.
Oh, I'm in a lot of pain. Let me go through it. My calves hurt, right? My quads hurt. I'll be honest, my bum hurts. My bum hurts, my back hurts, my back muscles, my shoulders hurt, my chest hurts, kind of parts of my neck hurt. I've been riding too much, dude. It's freedom ride. I've been doing a lot of laps. I've been doing a lot of riding. I just don't know how to get rid of these terrible pains.
Dude, I'm in the exact same boat. It's been a long weekend, dude. I drove all the way down, all the way back. It's been long, sticky. My shoulders hurt, my back and my neck, everything, mate. And honestly, I was driving home back up to the north yesterday. Just couldn't wait to get home and pick up my Compex Fix 2.0 massage gun because I knew that this was going to solve all of those problems, mate. And honestly, I dare say you should be doing the same now, to be honest with you. You should probably go and grab that thing and have a little session. I had a session with it last night. Yeah, dude, straight away. I had it on. Setting 4 is my favourite setting. I love setting 4. Yeah, not too hard, not too soft. Get in there to all the niggles. Let me tell you a little bit about it, dude. Ergonomic design and rotating head helps reach the toughest of areas.
So it just snaps. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Speed adjuster dial. You just turn it on like that with that little button. Lights up. There's your speed adjuster.
I like the sound as well.
That's what setting 4 looks like if you want a visual representation.
Hey, you're putting that right by the mic, but that's actually not too loud, is it?
No, mate. It's actually really quiet. I believe quiet motor operation. It's less than 660 decibels, mate.
It can't be.
It's got a. Yeah, honestly, it's less than 60 decibels. You can use this. Oh, there you go. That's how the battery comes out. Look, removable, rechargeable, lithium polymer battery provides up to 90 minutes of massage. Let me tell you, 90 minutes of massage has been just good enough for me to start feeling a little bit more human and be able to do this podcast today.
Right, there you go. So, right, okay, dude. I need one. You've established that. How do I get one? And obviously, it's going to be what? Is it going to be like £4,000, or is it going to? You know what I mean? It's going to be expensive if it makes you feel that.
Yeah. You think it would be, dude. You think it would be that much, but anyway,
£5,000.
It's a little bit less, and we're going to give you a discount code too to make it even cheaper. So, just all you got to do, man, pop up one of your web browsers, head to compex.com, compex.com.
Okay, is that
enter the code?
.com. COMPEX.
And
that's it.
Have a browse through, mate. Have a browse some of the stuff that they've got. They've got all sorts of recovery equipment, mate, from guns to massage guns. They've got the muscle stimulators. They've got medicine balls, all sorts of stuff on there, man. It's not just this gun. Once you've found some stuff that you like, punch in the Ride Companion. Right? What is it?
Is it the Ride Companion, and is that all in capitals?
Yeah, leave the caps lock on for that one, mate. Caps lock on. It's going to get you some deals.
And you say that gets me 20% off on compex.com.
Yeah.
COMPEX.
Yep, that is a whopping... That is a massive discount, actually, folks. This stuff is... It's really good. So, and as you know, we only talk about what we like. So, The Ride Companion, compex.com is going to get you 20% off everything on the store. Unfortunately, it is only available to UK customers, but it is what it is.
We're looking to change that. We're looking to change that soon.
We're looking to change it now. Yeah. Thank you, Compex. Thank you for keeping the ball rolling, because without that today, I'd have been sat here like a stiff board. So thank you.
You'd be sat here like I am. Oh.
Thanks, Compex.
Compex.
Yeah.
There's
a time and a place for all of it.
It'd be lovely if you just fucking, I don't know. Every time you come off and you're just like, fuck, my elbow hurts a bit, and you just lie in a bed of moss with
I was going to say, you make a turmeric bath, you'll be fine.
Yeah, exactly. It just solves everything. Fucking hell. It's a lovely thought, though, isn't it? It is a lovely thought.
What,
and there's definitely loads of good stuff out there that's worth considering.
There's a load of good stuff out there which will help you anyway if you're not injured. That's the thing, like the cold exposure and all that sort of stuff. I mean, it's
definitely, it makes you feel
phenomenal for you.
Yeah,
it is, really, it is.
And also, even if you just feel good from it, then that is a massive benefit. Like, I go in the sauna or I have a massage, and I only believe that a massage really is as good as when you stub your toe or you hit your elbow and you rub it. I basically think that's what a massage is in my head. Or a sauna is just like a nice feeling when you get out of it. I feel sleepy, but fuck it, that's good. Then I sleep well, you know.
That is good. It's all good, mate. Those heat shock proteins are important.
Absolutely, yeah.
They are. All that stuff, it's good. Like you say, anything that makes you have a better day, sleep better, is a positive impact on your life, isn't it?
Exactly, yeah. Hey, we've got to 30 minutes in and we've not talked about the World Cup that just went down.
What a race.
Holy.
What a race. Dude, I was skeptical hippo with that one too. So, so one thing I love about this race, with it being on the other side of the world to us, I know we've got listeners all over the place, we've got 4 in America, was the time. I loved it, dude. I think it's 5:45 for the men's. Perfect, man.
Way easier to be a sports fan, isn't it?
Way easier to be a sports fan when it's not in the middle of the day. Went up to my mate's house, we sat, we chilled, we had a beer, watching the races. Yeah, big fan of that. So yeah, huge fan of having more races on the other side of the world, especially for us, outside of Europe. Really good. Watched the last few women. To be honest, I was running a little bit late. And obviously seeing, I think was it Miriam? I can't remember.
Nina Hoffman in third.
Hoffman.
Pom Pom in second, and Cammy with the big win. I actually wrote these down. Yeah.
Nice ones. Pom Pom's crash and then getting back up and still leading was phenomenal.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna let you take this from here, but like the men started watching it, and I'd not really watched much of practice or quali or anything like that, and I was like, this track's boring as shit. This is gonna be
and the girls
we were both like, this is gonna be they did, and it started drying out. You could tell it was getting faster towards the end of the men's, but we were like, this is going to be tough to watch. This is boring as shit. There was just those few sections with the real rock garden stuff that was like separating everything.
Yeah, it just looked pointless, didn't it? It looked like you could go into that rock garden just and you're hitting the line the best that you can, and you just never know. I really despise.
It was a bit of a hope for the best. Whoever gets through that's going to do a really good time. It felt like.
I didn't watch a lot of sections on that track. I didn't watch and think, fuck, I can't wait to go riding. Do you know what I mean?
No, not at all. It looked really stuttery and like,
And so many of the crashes, I hope everyone's good from them, but there were a lot of crashes, even on the, even just with the top 30, I guess. There were a lot of crashes, and they're never nice crashes. When you got rocks, I always forget that. Where I live is just like a foam pit. As soon as you go anywhere with rocks, you can't go off track. You can't. Everything that you hit is hard. And like everyone looks awkward crashing on that shit, don't they? Because you're just bracing for some sharp rock impact.
Yeah, it's
like, horrible.
Yeah. Not a nice way to make a living when you're hitting that stuff at that speed.
No.
Sometimes, I guess.
No, absolutely.
But it's tough to watch the start of it. To be honest, me and my friend Will were both like, this track's not the one. But hey, it livened up.
Yeah, absolutely. So my good friend Bernard Kerr obviously qualified in third. So I think this is his highest qualifying position. This was very exciting. Early on in the race, I looked at that hot seat and I was like, fuck me, that is a podium hot seat. You got Laurie up there, you got, not early on in the race, but it was sort of like maybe
to the top
20 or something. Yeah, you got something that, it's funny how the hot seat evolves. It like starts resembling something that you can imagine really being really sticking, doesn't it?
Yeah.
When you put Laurie up there, you put, who else was in there? Danny.
Yeah, Danny had an amazing run, didn't he?
Yeah, Finn. So you start putting these names up there. They've not qualified that well, but this is the sharp end, and there's still 20 riders to go. So I was just thinking, there's part of me. It's been a really long time watching my friends race World Cups. A really, really long time since I've been watching and sports fanning since it was live timing, before there was any video of it.
Yeah.
So I've had a lot of, over the years, I've had a lot of. It's brought me a lot of joy, but with anything, it largely brings you disappointment. Really, sport isn't kind. Sport, in order for you to get a win, most of the time you have to take fucking 90% loss, don't you? In order to get a win, I don't know. So I kind of
think how many times
things.
People stand on that podium but then never get on there again.
Yeah,
hundreds of races and never get there again.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, that's it. And over the years, it's sort of like, because I'm very invested and obviously spend a lot of time with. Basically, I'm talking about Bren and Bernard because they're some of my closest friends. And I spend a lot of time riding with them, and I live really close to them, and I know what work goes in. So it's like you are invested because you've been there for the build-up. Like, it blows my mind that they ride down this shit. I ride with them every day, and I'm nowhere near. I wouldn't. I'd be a long way off fucking qualifying. I'd be like fucking 20 seconds off qualifying, and I just think I ride down the same tracks as you. Like, how are you going this pace? So I am super invested, but there's part of me that just has to like protect that investment. Bernard's coming third man down from the end, and I'm just sat there thinking, it's not looking good. It's looking like a track that if you push on, you're going down. It looks like across the board. Particularly how I ride, if I'm pushing, I'm pumping more, there's more weight going through the tyres, and you're more likely to get caught out by these fucking shitty little pointy, stiff, horrible rocks. So yeah, I'm on. This is as edge of your seat racing as possible. I mean, I'll be honest, I was stood up, I didn't know what was going on. When Bernard came down into the hot seat, it was like, fucking hell, this could be the one,
dude, for sure. What did he came down third, right?
Third last, yeah.
Third last, yeah. So it was.
So he had
looking.
Deprella, did he? Was it Deprella? I don't want to get it wrong, but I was.
Yeah, it was Thibaut Deprella. Yeah.
At that point, I was like, "Fucking hell!" Someone from the Surrey Hills. I love the Surrey Hills. I love the Surrey Hills, but it does not closely resemble what they were riding down there in Snowshoe. So, yeah, I was thinking, "Fuck me, Bernard Kerr is going to."
Dude, it was sick seeing him there. Holy shit, when he came through and he'd actually done it. And he looked...
he looked like a bloke that's going to win a World Cup race, didn't he?
He looked solid, dude. He looked super smooth. He was... I love it. Obviously, Bernard's got unprecedented style anyway. He's probably arguably one of the most stylish guys on the bike. But he was I feel like he let his moto side come through even more than normal. For me, he was like hanging off the back of the bike more. There was those like 3 jumps into like a left corner where he just looked like faster than everyone else.
I think there was a triple double there that Laurie did, and you knew when someone did that they were they certainly weren't going to lose time in that section. It was
Bernard
he
looked
did
fantastic
look really
on
good,
the bike. It looked really fluid and loose, and in control, obviously.
It's funny, the human mind's just like negative, because I just watch him go down and I'm just thinking, any minute now it's going to fuck up. Like, you can't help it. That is the edge of your seat feeling. It's not a positive. It's not a positive feeling. It's a, oh my God, I fucking so hope he doesn't fuck up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you're not thinking like,
because
well, I'm shouting, go on Bernard, but I'm thinking, fucking oh no.
Especially with those rock sections and stuff. It only took your wheel going a few mil to the left, to the wrong side, and that was it. Stall, and then
so many shoulder barges on that shitty tree on the left. That was the bit that I was like, he got past that.
Which didn't look slow though, because some people were sort of like going into it and then putting the foot down and sort of like using it to hop round. It didn't look slow. It looked quite good to me.
Yeah. As soon as they got to that road, I felt like whatever position they were in, they could hold that position. Like the probability was they were gonna put together a run. There wasn't much time to be made up, was there?
No. That head section and then the jump down the hill, and then there weren't much time to be made there at all.
No, it was rad though. Yeah, so he sat there. T-Bolt Deprella, I think, was in second place qualifying. I think it was. I might have completely fucked that up, but he fucked up anyway. Second to last, and then Amory messed up early, and I was just like, oh my God, Bernard's gonna get a tiger. You know,
he's gonna get a tiger. Dude, that tiger's coming in hot.
The first split was 1 point something, and I was just like, "Fuck, he's actually gonna like this. He's gonna be completely unbearable. He's gonna be completely unbearable. It's gonna be like,
dude." I was it's the same, and when you're watching a race like that, and obviously I don't know Bernard that well, but I know him well enough to be like super invested in this and just extremely hyped. And then when you see Amory, and it's annoying because you know that he's not going to fuck up. He's going to put something down, and it's kind of frustrating, isn't it? I hate that sometimes about sport, that there's always that guy, right? The cream always rises to the top. There's always, before it was Gwyn, there was always someone last in the start gate that you knew was going to have a hitter and just come through and deliver something. And I mean, dude, anyone else in that start gate for that race would have been better to watch, if that makes sense. I'd rather anyone else was in that start gate last than Amory, because he's so consistent and you know he's going to deliver.
Amory highlights for me, Amory just perfectly highlights the fact that at a certain age in life, like you just don't have doubt. You're more suited to sport. It's why you get these characters like Minar, LeBron. They're like, that's quite cool that I mentioned those two in the same. But you know what I mean? They're old, and they can like they're old for the category, and they can overcome all of the doubt and all of the stuff that
there's
just
so
happens
much experience.
When you're older. It does happen when you're older, because when you're young, you just don't doubt anything. Like some of the stuff I did when I was younger on a bike, I was just like, I clearly had no regard for, or I had such strong sense of, yes, I'm going to make it, that it just overruns everything. Like, that's why Minar putting together runs, and even like Bernard's older now than he was, and certainly when you compare him to Amory, it's like you see
Bernard's got some experience, man. I did just have a quick look on Roots and Rain. He's done like 254 events on there. It's a lot of time in a start.
How many years? It's got to be 10 years now, hey? On the World Cup circuit.
I'd have thought so, man. Yeah. I'd have thought so on the World Cup circuit. 2000 and hang on, his first World Cup was in. Hang on, excuse me, I stalled on this. I think it was 2008.
It's good. We should have, 2008.
I think it was 2008. Yeah, where he didn't qualify for a bunch of them. So 2008.
Yeah, and those didn't qualify. They're all races that he's travelled out to. He's camped. He's got a caravan. You know, it's hard fucking work to come 30th at a World Cup. It's hard fucking work to come dead last at a World Cup. You know what I mean? So over those years,
it's probably even harder to come second.
I think so. Nah. But, you know, when you watch Amory, you watch Amory in the start hut, and you just think, wow, what it is to be young. You know what I mean? Just out of the gate,
all that confidence,
doubt, all that confidence. And he talks about the crash, but he talks about his crash like a week prior or whatever it was.
Yeah,
tell it doesn't really bother him that much. You know what I mean? He's like, yeah, I had a
The
big
ball is
crash.
rolling, dude.
Yeah, exactly.
Innit?
It's just
the
rolling.
ball is
yeah.
rolling. He is rolling.
Life
He's
is
in
good,
the he's
man.
in the groove. Life
Fuck
is
yeah.
good. He's earning money. He's fucking the best in the world at something.
Fucking cool, isn't it?
Fair play to him, man. I mean, you can't take anything away from that win. You know, again, being in that position, being in the start, last man down, coming off the back of an injury, a crash, just insane.
It's
like,
a shame,
insane.
though, dude. It's a shame. There's a tiger out there that would have had a lovely home in the Surrey Hills, and now
Yeah, there is.
it's just going to stay there with the tiger breeder.
Have you spoken to Bernard at all?
Yeah.
Amazing. He must be stoked, though, man. I mean, to finally get that second place. It's his first podium, is it?
Yeah, I mean, he wrote... I can't remember what he wrote to me. I thought it was funny, though. He wrote... It was something like, racing's actually super fun when you do well. Because, you know, you get the feeling that, like, it is a slog. If you're working that hard and not getting what you feel that you should get, and he does feel that he is at the pointy end. If he gets outside of the top 10, he's no longer really that stoked, you know, which is fucking cool, isn't it? Just even to just be in the position where you're not that stoked, being outside the top 10. Yeah. I remember when I was younger, even like I'd come up to Bren, I'd be like, "Fuck yeah, dude, 14th, that's so sick," and he's like, "14th? You kidding me?"
Yeah, I think Bren said that right on the recent episode that no one gives a fuck if you're not winning or on the podium. Like, it's just whatever. You move on next race.
Yeah, it's tough. Isn't it?
That must be a tough thing, dude. I mean,
Tough
do you think
job, isn't it?
Do you think Bernard keeps the momentum? Yeah, really tough. Do you think Bernard keeps the momentum going into?
He's not gonna. He's not gonna.
Good,
that's
dude.
That's a confident young man, and he's just got confidenter. He's just got that little bit more confident. And we don't have a tiger, no, but we might as well. He just got second at the World Cup, dude. He's coming in hot.
Maybe get another animal that's not as cool as a tiger. That's like
peacock.
Cool.
Get fucking peacock, Beney.
Let's get Beney a peacock.
Peacock and a fur coat. I could actually order one. We could just get a peacock delivered to his house. It could be quite funny.
Yeah, could be quite cruel, but it could be quite funny.
It could be quite cool. The dogs will eat it. Let's not do it. It's not good to publicly send people peacocks to their houses and have an RSPCA case following on from it. There we go.
Wow.
Yeah, have you got the Fantasy League up? I'm not logged in.
Oh shit! I always forget about that.
I do as well, and I actually am so bad.
And apologies to Stuart as well, Stuart Ketchley, who won our last one. So we'll get you a prize out in the post.
I've got one sat right here next to me, Stuart.
Really? That's for Stuart as well, isn't it?
Stuart's owed a lot of prizes.
Stuart's owed some prizes.
He's a companionship.
Let me just find it, dude.
For sure.
He's tier 1, I think, as well.
He's tier 1. He's tier
1. Right, ride companion, snowshoe.
He could have some sort of like religious. I reckon Stuart's at a level where he has some sort of companionship religious headwear. I'll be honest. I don't know what that looks like. What companionship religious headwear looks like, but you can imagine most things are like, I would say, yeah, they're all quite like. All religious headwear tends to go up, doesn't it? It doesn't go out.
It protrudes.
It protrudes. You could
protrudes
say
north.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So we need to, well, yeah, exactly. Yeah. So we need to get Stuart some religious headwear to go in with his prizes, to be honest, because he is. I don't want to say anything. What's it called? A grand wizard in the Ku Klux Klan. You don't. It's a fine line between a really bad religious cult and just a cult and a really awful organisation, isn't it? It's
probably good cults.
The problem is they all go up, though. All of the headwears go up, so you just got.
Maybe we could make one which goes down, and it's like the opposite.
Upside down point. You just don't want a point. I think points in general.
Yeah, no points.
Let's keep all of our religious headwear. We'll keep it blunt with all curved edges.
Safe.
Yeah, I like that about Japanese culture, that they eat with chopsticks because forks and knives and forks are deemed too much like weapons. That's what
really?
Chopsticks
is that why?
are for. Yeah. It's quite
a couple of chopsticks up the nostril.
That would be good, would it? That wouldn't be good. Chopsticks up the nostril or in the eye or any mucous membrane. Let's move on.
That's why they used to say at school, don't put pencils up your nose, because if someone hits you on the back of the head.
Yeah.
Anyway, that makes me feel weird saying that.
Do you remember doing the thing that people did where they said if your hand is bigger than your head? Do you remember that? It's just like a fucking what was it used to be? It would be like if your palm of your hand is bigger than your head, then you're more susceptible to get AIDS or something completely ridiculous. Yeah, and then you put your hand on your head, and then people go poof. And it breaks your nose. I've had a bleeding nose so many times from that.
Well, you fell for it every time, did you? I
think so. Yeah,
just going through the diseases.
All the different ones. It's lucky they didn't bring it back for COVID, because otherwise there would have been even more of a fucking strain on the national health.
All the broken noses.
A load of people coming in. I think I might have COVID, and I've definitely got a broken nose.
Oh dear. All right, so our winner of round 6 from Snowshoe
prizes, isn't it? Nice.
this is going to be a tough one because it's got a Canadian flag at the side of it, so that's not going to be easy to get you something. But Nathan 999X came through with a whopping 791 points. Dude, he had fair play, and I think I can see where the money was made here. He got Ronan Dune.
There you go. Yeah, what an amazing result. That we should have mentioned that. Well, we are mentioning it. Yeah.
We are mentioning it. Fair play. This is another one of those guys, dude. I'll be honest. I know he was hella fast in juniors and stuff.
Yeah.
But it went under the radar for me. When I seen him in there in the quali, I seen the Irish thing. I was like, sick. I've messaged him. Boom, little message. Well done, mate. Killing it. But yeah, congrats, Ronan. It was 4th or 5th, I think, right? In the end?
Yeah. I mean, that is an incredible result. That's unbelievable. That is.
So he got Bernard and Ronan in his team.
Wow! There you go. There you go. That'll do it. That will do it. I'm just looking at the. Have you got the juniors? This is really unprofessional. My apologies. I think I've got them up then. Jackson Goldstone with. I mean. Because Jackson's not now the fastest time of the day, which was unbelievable.
Well, he'll come
in
down
previous ones,
super wet, wouldn't he?
Yeah, exactly. I just realised it. That's what I was checking for, how he fared against him. But what you can't really compare when a track is drying out, and you can tell with rocks, a track does dry out quick. It's like if you put water on a rock and put sun with it, it does dry out really quick, doesn't it? And it's essentially what you're doing the whole way down the track. It's not like what I mean is that sounded really stupid. It's not like a massive puddle of mud, is it? It takes a lot longer.
No.
Yeah.
It was. You could noticeably see even through watching the men's that it was getting drier as the time went on. There's a sunny spot at the top, wasn't there, and stuff.
Yeah, and I think it is just those key sections, the difficult ones. You could just push more through them if the rocks didn't have wet mud on them. If they had dry mud on them, it's a lot better. It's still horrible, but. Give
me the top 3, Ollie. Give me the top 3 of the juniors.
Junior men is Sebastian Hogan-Villa, Tegan Cruz, and Jackson Goldstone. That's the top 3 junior. And junior women is Isabella Yankova, Amy Kenyon, and Gracie Hemstreet. So well done to them as well.
Yep.
Yeah, there you go. But yeah, the times are. I mean, that's unreal that Jackson's been putting out times that quick.
Yeah, he's having a great year, isn't he?
Yeah, and he can do double flips and stuff. You know?
Yeah.
That's a hell of a. We've talked about him before, but
we've talked about him a lot. It'd be great to get him on here soon as well. Again, we could get him on here for a little chat, wouldn't he?
That'd be cool. Yeah.
So the winner of this round was Nathan 999X. So Nathan, feel free to reach out, dude. We'll sort something out for you, no doubt. But the winner, that's a great idea. We could do that way easier. Yeah, great idea. Reach out, Nathan. We'll sort your pizza out. God bless. And the winner overall at the moment, the leader of the championship, is Kilo Lima, who's on 3,982 points.
Wow, can you look at who they've got in their team?
Yeah, of course, I can do that for you, mate. I can click that, I can do it for you. So here we are. Loris Ravelli, Andreas Kolb, Antoine Rogue, Rogge.
He's also got... This is a considered team, isn't it? I like this.
Yeah, he's got Finn Isles in there. That's his major hitter on
Yeah.
325 grand. Monica Hrasnik and Camille Balanche.
There you go. Cammy's coming out good as well, isn't she? So
Yeah.
nice. Do you know what I noticed as well? This was a sad.
Oh, sorry.
A sad, but go on.
Kilo Lima is also 5th in Pink Bike's global standings.
No way. Yes.
So he's killing the game,
We've got
man.
a
He's coming in
companionship
hot.
member.
We've got a companionship member in the top 5.
Dude.
So let's
We're nearly on the podium.
maybe we could all join that team. Like, we can all be part of Kilo Lima's team. Then we feel like way more accomplished, and we can try and come at him with some race knowledge, some insights, and we'll get a sick team, and then we'll try and win the whole thing.
Just literally.
So Kilo Lima, if you want to change your team name,
I knew that's what you're doing. Yeah. Just literally hijack someone else's success and
we'll just call it the Ride Companion.
I like it. Well done,
Kilo Lima's up there, though, man. He's killing it. And then we got Simon Johansson, Swedish slopestyle rider, I guess, who kills it. He's rides for Santa Cruz. And then we got Gaz Hay 86.
There we go.
In 3rd.
There
Ollie,
we
you're
go.
fucking way down there with me.
Oh, dear.
I don't know where I am, but yeah, we're not in the top 100. That's for damn sure.
I only care about the end result. To be honest, it doesn't matter week to week. I want.
Okay,
I want
you're gonna have a good last
overall,
few.
Dude.
Is there 8 rounds? So we got 2 to go.
The target's on your head.
Okay.
That's all. You're the only man I want to beat, dude.
Okay, let's see.
And Beney,
All
actually, I want to beat Beney as well. But I feel like
I
Beney
forgot
just
Benzi's
will
in there,
probably-
isn't he?
Benzi's probably in the top 20. He probably is. He's just that kind of guy. He just floats around, just fucking killing it, doesn't he?
Yeah, it's true. He's not though.
I have a note here.
Yeah.
Something that was like mixed feelings on, because it was great to hear some Warnerisms, but also sad at the same time. We had Down Like a Homesick Mole. We had a few other sort of freecaster, brilliant.
What was
Warnerisms.
the wasp one?
Yeah,
as angry as a wasp at a picnic.
Yeah,
I love the fact, dude. If the rumours are true and that Warner is leaving, take the brakes off, dude, for these last ones,
in it, yeah.
Take the brakes off. Get some beers into him.
Really
Let's
gnarly.
have a fucking showdown.
I want him slurring
Let's
words.
have a showdown.
Dude, I want him slurring words. I want to hear the sound of glass smashing in the background as he just chucks it to the floor. Just swearing freely.
He's got Elliot in a headlock. The whole vibe, man.
Yeah, everything, yeah. You just want it to just be a complete...
Yeah.
You want them to have to be like moving the cameras around as he comes to the end of the broadcast. You know, as he's wrapping up, I want it to all fall... I want parts of the set to fall apart. I want it to be just...
just a shit show.
Yeah, that's what I want from Warner as it draws to a close.
Take the brakes off, Rob Warner.
It's not
Let
really
his
gonna
mouth
happen.
say and do what it wants.
Yeah.
Let's have some fun.
Unfortunately, he is with his current employer. He's going to be continuing with his current employer, so I don't think that's going to work. But I like the idea of it. Just Warner derailed. It'd be fantastic. It would.
Yeah.
Can
we talk about this stuff for a little bit? Is that okay?
And before I talk about it, I would actually like to say we've done zero journalism whatsoever here. Pink Bike have done it, and big up Pink Bike for the article, because that's where I've got my notes from. I don't know where you got your notes from, Davey, but
yeah. Okay. So I've not done much journalism. There was a little bit this morning, but because I feel like here's my not even an insight. A lot of this stuff on Pink Bike is speculation. This came from a team manager. It's just a lot of it's just clickbait, and a lot of it is just speculation, and they're just throwing stuff out there that might, it's rumor mill stuff.
Yeah, they have like written, how
exactly.
true it is. I think they've done. I thought it was quite a good.
I think they've done a great job. Yeah,
yeah,
they have. I'm not saying they've not done a good job. Definitely done a better job than me. And I think some of it is quite unconfirmed. It's speculative, and they have, like you said, they have said in the article that that's what it is.
Yeah. So what point was your research over? What did you find, and what bit were you looking into?
The thing that bothers me the most is so the stuff that I see on there that I really don't like, I guess, would be the reduced amount of riders for the finals to be 30. Again, edit. It's that it does say that it's unconfirmed. I think it says.
Yeah.
Hang on. I'm just going to double check that.
Yeah, I mean,
So
you're
unconfirmed
right,
appears likely. So that's what they've said. Unconfirmed appears likely that the field will be cut down to 30. Now, obviously, the issue with that, again, I'm speaking to a team manager, is that we don't have. Obviously, it's going to limit the amount of satellite and privateer type teams that are even getting airtime, which is not good for the sport. We don't have the national series as good enough to, I guess you'd call it,
televise and seed the World Cup sort of thing.
Exactly. Yeah. Great point. Yeah, televise, seed the World Cup, and also just breed talent. Like, we don't have it, so limiting that amount of people getting exposure isn't going to be a positive thing.
Yeah, I agree.
From my perspective.
Yeah, I agree. There is a version of it that you can imagine where the World Cup is this sort of invited pinnacle. 30 top riders, they're the only ones that get a result. You can imagine a version of that works, but it has to work alongside a seeding league or races in each country being televised. I mean, it is literally. I don't want to be sensationalist or put a dampener on stuff, but it's very easy to just sort of completely fuck a sport with these small changes. And I would say we rely on a lot of people's passion in downhill racing.
It's a passion sport for sure, especially when you look at the prize money and stuff like that. Right, it's a passion sport.
Yeah,
for sure.
these are tiny time differences between these top 60 riders that qualify. So they're all really quick, and you just cull such a giant proportion of people who already are running off their own funding. That's the thing. Is like. People outside of a certain number, they're not. Yeah,
where does the inspiration come from to continue that if you're not even going to make the finals? You're not going to get any TV time. I think their argument, by the looks of things, is that it's going to improve the quality of the broadcast, but also it's like 40 seconds more that you might see of a run.
Also, we already only see the top 30, right?
Yeah, but it's top 30. I mean, but you do get highlights of the other stuff. Yes, I agree. But yeah, you do only see the top 30.
But I mean, like, you only see the top 30, but everyone gets a result that they can then say to,
use for sponsorship or...
Yeah, because they're not talking about big money here. They're talking about money to like cover flights and hotels. So if you say to your local car dealership sponsor... Because when you look further down the ranks, people got all sorts of shit on their jerseys, They've got local car dealers, they've got supermarkets, they've got everything. And they work super hard. They'll do a race report afterwards, they'll send it off to the supermarket. If you've got did not qualify, basically that's all you're changing, isn't it, I guess, for those people.
But what the weird thing is, didn't qualify, but you're still the 31st fastest person in the world.
Exactly, yeah. Exactly.
100%. It just doesn't seem fair, does it, really? No. It doesn't seem fair at all.
And think about the killers that we had, even in this last race. We had when the broadcast started, I think Wynne was on the hot seat.
Yeah.
That's a world-class rider.
So we didn't get to see Brooke, we didn't get to see Wynne. Yeah, totally. I'm with you. Yeah,
anyway.
that to me really stood out. And I think, again, speaking to a friend of mine, was just very mindful that the feeder series needs way more funding. The national level needs way more funding. There needs to be opportunity for privateer teams and satellite teams to form. And then also, if again, this is saying on the pink bike thing that it's not confirmed, but then if they upped the team registration to $20,000, that again, substantial amount of money that teams need to find. That's a lot of money. That probably pays for travel for at least one athlete for the year. So that really doesn't look positive.
No, and I don't know if the sport is big enough, actually. I think of downhill as the Formula One of mountain biking, but actually participation numbers are I don't know. It's not popular, and the sport is all on the increase, but I don't know if it's popular enough to have a feeder league that's sort of televised in some way, or I just don't know. I'm not saying I have. Yeah, I just don't know.
I think what's interesting, it's like it's a slightly different subject, I understand, but what Drive to Survive did for F1 is crazy when you really think about it. How many more fans that sport's got? It only takes the right people to want to get involved, to promote a sport, to push certain storylines and to do it in a really good way, and things can blow up, but I just feel personally with this at the moment, it doesn't feel like it's going in that direction. It feels like it's becoming more about money. That's I hope it's not as cynical as that, I don't think, but that, to me, there's not many people saying positive things yet. But again, the amount of information out is really hardly anything, right? Like, even again, my friend was saying, no one knows anything. It's not, this article, it's a lot of hearsay, it's a lot of rumours, but there's not actually much official information coming out about any of this.
No, it's true. And
which is crazy, considering that we're already halfway through the year. Yeah. You want to start, again, we've spoke about this a million times, but sponsorship and brand deals and team moves are done way earlier than what people might anticipate. So if you're going to be increasing, the entry level or the amount of riders that are going to get in, it kind of needs to be been talked about now, doesn't it?
Very
really?
true. Yeah, very true. Yeah, I worry less about the actual quality of the broadcast, because the amount of pressure that's on them is, regardless of how much you love Red Bull TV, Rob Warner, they can't just do a shit job, and they won't just use people that haven't. It's all going to be probably the same people working on the broadcast. I think to go back to the Warner thing, that is a great loss for me and a real shame. I would say, I don't know, I never really know if that's because I grew up with Rob Warner as like this hero as well, but I think objectively he's an amazing commentator and the voice of our sport, and I think it's a really big shame to...
Yeah, it is interesting to think of that. So obviously we are quite tuned into this stuff. You're friends with Rob. I obviously know Rob as well, and I think anyone who has grown up in our era, etc., are going to be Rob Warner fans. He's got a huge fan base, a huge following, and he is, to us, he is the voice of mountain biking. He is the Murray Walker of Formula One. It's different. It will be very different without him. But I think also Rob's personality is everything that downhill is to me. Definitely, it's fun. It's not too serious. It's a little bit analytical. It's just everything.
Yeah.
He sums up the sport perfectly, and it's crazy to think that a personality can sort of, what would you call it? Sort of
summarise something. I'm
summarise
with you.
Summarise a sport. He is everything that this sport is. You put a guy there doing the commentary in a suit, the sport's changed. It's done.
I'm
it's
not.
Like, to me it is like it would look so different with a sort of, I haven't really got a good example, but like an Ian Wright commentator or something. It would look. It would be 100%. Awful.
100%.
We've seen it in other sports. Supercross, for example, to me, as soon as they changed the commentary team, like, who's this guy? Like, he doesn't know what he's talking about. He's obviously reading facts off a sheet. Rob's so embedded in the sport that it's really going to be difficult to replace that. And, dude, who's going to do that job?
Part of it is
who's going to take that job, man?
Yeah. Part of it is a reluctance to change, and I try and stay aware of that. Like, I just don't want things to change, and stuff like Warner, that is a staple part of World Cup racing that I enjoy and I consume.
I think the saving grace, dude, is Elliot.
Yeah, Elliot's brilliant.
Fantastic. He's amazing.
But Elliot's not. That doesn't mean Elliot's part of Red Bull's broadcast team. It doesn't mean that he's going to be on next year. You know what I mean?
I suppose. Yeah. So to me, that seems like the only semi-saving grace is that Elliot is the man.
Well, Elliot hasn't done an announcement yet, but I think he's currently Red Bull, so there'd be no reason why he would be Discovery. But
what do you think Rob's move is from here?
Don't know.
Do you have any insight?
No, I actually don't. And I feel like it'd be like crappy to ask him at this stage. It's just too annoying. Everyone wants to know, don't they? But I'm sure
he's getting a million texts.
Yeah, I'm fully with you with that. The reason something is good, I'm not a top trumps guy. It's not on paper. On paper, it doesn't work for something like commentary. It sounds really, really... You're going to have to bear with me on this, but it is like art. And art, you can't just put on a piece of paper. It's nuanced, and it's all about the small things, and you take it away and it fucks up, in my opinion. That sounds really over the top, but do you know what I mean? It's
very difficult to imagine how good of a job he does.
Yeah.
I mean, challenge anyone to hit play on a race and try and talk over it.
Yeah.
Impossible. It's looking hard.
Yeah, even if on paper you've got someone who's a more experienced broadcaster, just you don't have all the nuance. You don't.
We've
have all
even
the
tried it on here, right? You
just
just sit there with your mouth open.
Yeah, yeah, it doesn't work. Yeah.
It's tough. So, yeah, I don't know, man. I'd like to speculate a
shame.
little bit that hopefully, Red Bull do something.
Who knows? Yeah, I don't know what even the options are. I'm fully. I just read that article and I'm with you in that, like, it's not worth being negative because it probably will be great and it probably will be fine. But I like certain things to stay the same.
And I think most people, I'd put a lot of money on the fact that there's less than 4%. Actually, I go 3.5% of the audience don't like listening to Rob Warner.
Yeah,
it's probably almost close to 100% hit rate with that. I'd say it's fair, isn't it? So yeah, dude, crazy times really. It's unprecedented times for downhill. What's going to change? How's it going to change? What I think is also interesting, and this could be again been purely, I'm just speculating here, but the fact that the riders are putting together a union, or trying to put together a union, it looks like Loic and Finn Isles are going to spearhead that, especially Loic. Interesting that they're both Red Bull athletes. That, don't know, it just seems kind of crazy to me that, okay, you got two Red Bull athletes in there try and upset the apple cart. Maybe I don't know, but
they've got.
I don't know, man.
Did you see as well? They got the team registration goes from 3 to 20 grand or something, as well. So it's they're just cutting out all of the. They're basically cutting out all of the feeder teams, all of the teams that have all of this young talent, basically. So as soon as you cut that out. Hey, they're gonna want to up the prize money. I tell you that much, because it is shocking at a World Cup. Have you ever seen it? Don't even cover hotels. It's bullshit. It's the fastest races in the world, and it's not great fun putting a race run together down that rocky shit. Who knows?
Not
anyway,
great fun at all.
It's well
I thought it was
easy
interesting.
for us
I know
to be couch commentators, isn't it?
Oh, dude, 100%.
Yeah.
Like, I've literally, it's fair to say, not done much research into that. But the issue is not many people can, because there's not that much information out there to really. So all you can do at this point is speculate and try and talk and just see, what we think, what our listeners think. We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments if you can. Like, what do you think? Is this good or bad for downhill? Why do you think it's good? Why do you think it's bad? Let's get conversation going and see if we can. You never know. This thing's got an audience. It's just nice to have conversation, isn't it?
I mean, I think overwhelmingly we sounded negative there, and I'd like to say that actually what we're talking about here is this Discovery Warner conglomerate, whatever, who's taking over the broadcasting. I'm sure they're going to do a great job. I'll be honest. Yeah, I think it's the rules that come out of it. So the top 30 is a bad rule for me. It stunts the sport, and then the UCI as well. I just think a stiff old boys club organisation, and they're the people signing off on these rules. So my real problem isn't like, silly things. It's like actually things that affect the sport on the whole. I think is it's I don't just mean it in like a silly negative, adverse to change. I like Red Bull way. It's like
change is always tough though, isn't it?
Yeah,
especially when it seems to, like we said, it sort of embodies everything that we love about the sport, the personality behind it, the broadcasting team, the way it's shot, the way it's easily accessible on an app, on your TV for most people. Obviously everyone's. What is weird, and I don't really know where I sit with this at the moment. It's the issue of if it becomes a paid thing, and I don't really know where I sit with that, because part of me thinks if the money's going back into the sport, cool, you can have my £9 a month, totally fine. People moaning about that, riding around on 15 grand e-bikes, it seems silly to me that it's even a conversation. So I don't really know where I sit on that yet. As long as it's easily accessible, that's the thing. Like, the thing is with Red Bull, which is beautiful, and I don't know if Discovery's got this set up, but the fact that there's an app that you just click and it goes live and you just go bosh and it's there and it's on your TV in good quality. I really hope that there's something like that. Obviously,
if they do it through YouTube and I can Apple Pay, then I'm happy. I'd pay for each round. It's the boundary. It's the like subscription fee that creates a barrier for me to entry. Any sort of subscription, if you want forms filled out, data, you want me to download something, you can get fucked. I just want to watch it.
Just want to watch it.
Stupid eyes. But yeah, I agree. If it's giving back to the sport, I'm with you, dude. I'm with you.
Yeah,
it's pay-per-view is sort of one of those things. I'm just like, I don't really. It seems a shame, but then part of it would mean that we could have like people would have big get-togethers if it was per screen. The pay-per-view, you'd have a big get-together. You'd have everyone round, and you'd watch it together, and it'd be really cool.
How cool would it be if they actually used that sort of like UFC business model? So you've got Snowshoe coming up. It's it's pay-per-view, and the pay-per-view's brought in, I don't know, let's just say $2 million.
Mate, so cool.
That gets split between the riders. So sick. Yeah. So like sick. That's actually really interesting to me that could be a thing. And then the riders are more engaged to promote it.
Yeah. Absolutely, yeah.
Something to think about for sure. That'd be sick. As long as it's not crazy money. You don't want to spend 50 quid a week watching the downhill, but
I think what would be your price? I feel like prices have sort of rounded off now. I feel like not rounded off, but I feel like I know where the internet at the start was very difficult to work out what stuff is worth and what you pay for it. Because I think what was Death Grip was $9.99, was it?
I think it was. Yeah, I think it was $9. Say with Gamble was $9.99. I think. Yeah, it might have been $9.99. And I think
at the time a DVD would have been $15 to $20.
Yeah,
that'd be fair.
Yeah.
So it seemed like, all right, you don't get anything material, but you do get the same thing for less. You do get it, yeah. But I actually think a live broadcast event, it puts a bit of pressure. I
think the big thing here is, where does the money go? That seems to be the and as long as there's transparency behind that, of like, right, where is the money going? We live in a capitalist society. It's not, we don't want people not to make money. That money ultimately, hopefully, would go into supporting the sport and making it better. But it would be nice to see a nice chunk of that, if they did that model, which they're not doing at all. We're purely speculating here, but like, to know that that's going to athletes would be.
Yeah, I don't have a problem
for
with
me.
That,
I've got in my head 25 quid a round.
25 quid a round?
Seems okay. The tight northern has come in high. I'll be honest, I've been mindful of that. Goodness. I didn't want to say $2.99.
I would have said a tenner. But now when you say it's 25 quid, I would spend 25 quid, but I would also call around as many people as possible before.
Yeah, bring a drink.
To the house.
Yeah. Oh, right, okay. But that's the thing, like, with the UFC side of it, not that I watch the fighting, but it becomes a thing. It's like, right, it's Sunday afternoon, like the Super Bowl sort of vibe. Bring some food, we're going to watch the races.
We've only got 6 or 7 rounds next year anyway. It's like, or 5
is that what it is?
Even, is it? I can't remember. It's not very many, yeah. It might be 5, will it? But maybe including world champs. I don't know. 7 rounds.
Maybe, I don't know this. I don't know if you do. So I'm throwing you under the bus maybe here. There's obviously a lot of changes happening with downhill. Is it the same for cross country?
This I don't know, because cross country gets the bigger numbers. So I actually really don't know that. I don't know. I
wonder if the cross country crowd are also like, fucking Warner's going. He seems to do a great job of that, right? So we're not just losing him in downhill. We're losing.
Such a great point. I have absolutely no idea.
I hope any insights, please comment below.
Yeah, absolutely. I hope we haven't talked too much out of turn. Bear in mind, we're just literally commenting on all of this.
I'd love to get someone on. If anyone listens to this who is part of Discovery, Warner Brothers. Laka!
Dog. For the last 3 nights, I've had a flatbed pull down my drive. This is a true story. We've taken a picture of his number plate. Basically, he's here for one reason only, and it is to steal my bikes.
No way, dude. That's insane. Bike theft is crazy again at the moment. I feel like we go through these ebbs and flows, but at the moment, it's definitely on an upwards trajectory. And what I think is super important, and I'm bad for this because I'm a northern guy, I always think, I'll sort it out after. But with stuff like this, there is no after.
No.
Once something has been stolen, especially your pride and joy, there is no going back. So, how about we step in for the companionship and we make it as easy as possible to get your pride and joys insured?
Absolutely. Ollie. Traditional insurance, a world of misfortune, where you get charged up front in case something bad happens. Laka is totally different. We, because we're involved in Laka, are a collective of optimists that gets stronger as it grows. We won't charge you a fixed sum. Instead, we calculate your monthly contributions retrospectively, up to a max capped amount. So you get what that means, right? It's all clubbed together. We split it based on the collective's claims. At the end of each month, the costs are split, with 80% of your money going straight back into the collective, fixing, replacing, helping, whatever. The other 20% keeps our wheels spinning. If there are no claims, you wouldn't pay a penny. Fairer, right?
Mate, almost sounds too fair to be true. With £0 excess, no depreciation, no contract, no funky fine print, and claims that are usually agreed within a day. Handled by a team of bike nerds who know what they're going through. It's no wonder Lacquer has been voted best cycle insurance provider for the last 4 years running. I'm going to emphasise that again, Ollie, because it's quite important. Best cycle insurance provider for the last 4 years running. See? Not all bicycle insurance is created equally, and your bike deserves the best. So we have got an offer for our companionship. That offer is 30 days free insurance.
That's good.
And for clarity, dude, no strings attached. And that's how we like it, right? No strings attached. Lacquer are over annual contracts, tying people down, and we're sure everyone else is too. So if they want to leave anytime, you can leave, right?
Anytime?
So all you got to do, anytime, dude. If you want to leave after that 30 days, get out of
Where
there.
do I go? What do I do, dude? Sign me up, because this bloke's coming for me.
Let's sign you up, dude. I've got the pen, I've got the paper. We're going to sign you up right now. You're going to head to lacquer.co/offer terms if you want to find out more information about, what they're doing. Offer ends on the 30th of September. Okay. That's hard to say with a lisp. All right, but we're going to put a link in the show description. You're going to click that link. It's going to take you to an information page. You're going to fill out all your details, and you're going to get yourself 30 days free bike insurance. You can't say fairer.
How do I do that, though? Do I have to enter a code? What do I do?
Sorry, yes, of course. So the code is Ride Companion 30. What is it?
Is that Ride Companion 30 you just said?
I think I said Ride Companion 30 is going to get you 30 days free insurance for your pride and joy. Don't be a victim of Flatbed Frank.
Yeah, absolutely. On a serious note, there's never a better time to do it than now, and I am exactly the same as you. I put it off. I'm not going to. I am going to get it done. So thanks, Lacquer, for making it happen, and hopefully our listeners thank you too. Yeah.
Part of the broadcasting team, I don't know. Let's just throw an open invite out there. If anyone can actually come and bring some insights to this podcast, we've got a pretty big old audience. It'd be nice to get more information and more truths about all this stuff and where it's headed.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's see who comes up.
Thoughts and opinions.
The CEO of Warner Brothers.
Oh man, do you imagine it'd be such a
I just want to make movies.
An episode. So boring. Just it's a guy that just hates these doofuses. No, you're wrong about that. No, you're wrong about that. That's speculation. No, you're wrong about that. Yeah. No,
yeah. At the end of it,
not.
At the end of it is you'll be hearing from our legal team, and we're like, oh dear. I also wanted to do, if that's okay, just a really quick shout out, man.
Oh please, yeah.
To women who just won the European Football Cup.
Is that so? Yeah, they won.
Tell me you knew about that. You didn't know that. Okay, yeah.
No,
so it's really cool because
what it was. So it was England women.
England versus Germany last night, mate. Yeah.
There you go. It's come home. Let's stop worrying about it now. Brilliant. I didn't realise you were home. Brilliant. You're home football. Let's just stop worrying about it now and do some other sports, shall we? Brilliant. Oh, the Lionesses bought it home.
They did.
It's coming home. It's coming. Football's coming home.
They did.
It's come home.
Pretty sick. It's pretty sick.
It's come home. Full stop. Next one.
I think it's great. I think it's interesting when you look at it. There's some really interesting facts about women's football, which I found out.
Oh, yeah?
Did you know this? I'll tell you a fact. Did you know that women's football was actually equally as big as men's football during the war?
Oh,
but the FA banned it. They said that women shouldn't be playing football, etc. So I think it's really cool that it was banned for 50 years. Then a lot of it was done as semi-professional. They weren't even professional players. Then now that they've just won the cup, which is insane,
Yeah,
really.
sick. I'm only joking.
a sold
mate.
out-
You know I'm only joking.
Sold out stadium
Yeah.
to sold
I
out
think
Wembley.
the sport
So
itself is fantastic. It's just the hoo-ha around it gets to me, football.
Yeah.
In England, to our overseas listeners, it seems silly, but you know what I mean, right?
totally,
It's just a
yeah,
lot of it. Just
a
shut
lot.
up about it. Do another sport. Like,
doing other sport. Yeah, we're good at
not
other
the-
stuff.
yeah, and it's not the only sport. You would guess that it would be the only sport over here, but it's not the only one. There's loads of others with that are equally as skilled and interesting. But no,
Yeah.
that's brilliant, and that's really fucking stupid that they banned football for women. I mean, imagine making that rule.
And then I'm also just going to throw in, a little shout out. So a listener to the podcast, Olivia, she's doing a women's mountain bike day at Bike Park
Rad.
Wales. So I thought it was nice just to give that a little shout out if there are some
sick.
women
What's it
listening
called?
to this.
What's the date?
So it's going to be on this 4th of September. It's called the Women's Social Ride, and it's at Bike Park Wales. And there's still some tickets available. It actually says at the moment there are no tickets available, but I think there might be some more going on sale. They sold out within a couple of days at 8 tickets. But if you want some more information, it's Olivia the Engineer on Instagram. She's organising the whole thing. Or you can just contact Bike Park Wales and they'll tell you about it. So yeah, it's a nice little women's ride, which I think's rad. Nice to promote that stuff. I know we're
Too
a bit of a broadcast for some reason. I don't know how that happened, but
because we're boys.
We do, yeah, maybe.
It's so good though. There's so many girls riding that. Like literally every ride I go on, and it wasn't always like that. So yeah,
cool, good vibes.
too right, well good. We had one a while back. Did I talk about that? There was one up the dirt jumps. Yeah, up the trails. That was really cool as well. Yeah,
nice.
That's sick, and it's the right way to do things. Just you get the classic, "Oh, can't I come along?" Comments about them. No, you can't.
No,
it's good.
Not today.
It's nice for girls to be able to
be
enjoy
confident,
it
not be surrounded by
shit.
Yeah, exactly. Not be surrounded by blokes.
Yeah.
I'm all for it.
I think
all
it's a
for
rad
it.
idea. Well good.
Yeah, well done, Olivia, for organising it.
Well done, Olivia.
We can't wait
Well
to see some Connie coming out of it as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
What else, dude? You got anything else on your mind that you want to talk about?
I have. Have you seen? Do you know? I haven't done much research, but I thought we could look into it a bit.
Please.
Weird. Haven't done much research. The Instagram algorithm has changed, and I've noticed loads of people's stories and stuff. So this is something really interesting. A friend of mine, he shared one of these like Instagram is meant to be for photos where I can see my friends and I can see
I saw that one
photos
going
of my friend. Yeah, so that one went round. He then said to me, "Fucking hell, I've just got banned for it." This is just, this isn't a pro rider or anything. This is a friend of mine who uses Instagram, like normally, And he's put this up. He shared this thing, and he said to me, "Yeah, they've fucking banned me now." What do you mean they've banned you? I was skeptical. I was like, "Dude, you haven't been banned. What? You've got less likes. It's not because of you've been banned." He went on my profile. He tried to write a comment. A box came up. It said this account has been banned for X amount of time or something. It had banned him, and he said the only thing he could think of. He hasn't sworn in any post. He was like, he didn't know how. He just shared this thing. So how mad is that? That is weird.
That is weird. Did you see that Joe Rogan posted a video showing that you couldn't search Joe Rogan on it? Did you see that? So if you go on Joe Rogan's profile,
that's why you couldn't post Joe Rogan when you were putting up those.
That's what I was
stem
going to bring up.
caps.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we did a stem cap. It's basically inspired by Joe Rogan's logo. So when I went to post it on Reels, I put in TRC JRE stem cap inspired by the podfather himself, Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
At first I had him tagged at Joe Rogan, obviously, and then a few hashtags, hashtag JRE, hashtag Joe Rogan. Would not let me post that reel. I tried for 3 days, I think. Yeah, wouldn't let me post it. So I then untagged him, just wrote Joe Rogan, still wouldn't let me post it. As soon as I got rid of the hashtag JRE, straight on. Like,
how weird.
I don't know what's going on with that, but something doesn't seem right, let's just say, right? So I think he's taken his post down. about it.
Interesting, isn't it? It's all mad. But I mean, it is. It sounds lame that we talk about the algorithm, but it is something that we do talk about. Just being
definitely, and it's been weird the last few months, especially. You know, you put a story up, and what would usually get 5,000 views now gets 200, and you're like, what? It doesn't make any sense. It really doesn't. And I don't know. It seems a lot harder now. I think we can all agree that it's very difficult to build a community, to build a following online, isn't it? It's become a lot harder.
Yeah.
Like the followings just stall almost. And you could say, well, your content's shit. And I'd agree with it, to be honest, a lot of the time. Like, yeah, we don't post the most engaging, crazy content, but on the Ride Companion, but it's just stalled at a certain number. It doesn't go any higher or any lower.
It is interesting. I don't know anything about it, but I mean, ultimately, it's in Instagram's like the problem with it, right? If you've got a load of people that are like uproar within a Instagram community, just means people aren't enjoying using the app, and they will have figures in decline based on their algorithm changes, won't they? So it'd be well interesting I'd love to speak to someone who knows about that shit, because I'd
love to speak to someone who knows about how it all works and stuff.
Yeah, because what happens if, even though everyone is pissed off with it, if their viewing time goes up, because ultimately they just want you to just scroll and look, don't they, so they can feed advertising in there.
Yeah. So, dude, I tell you what.
Fascinating.
Sorry, I feel like we've brought him up too many times on this podcast, but the podfather Joe Rogan had Theo Von on recently. Did you listen to that episode?
No.
Okay, and they were talking about the TikTok, basically like what you
the terms.
sign.
I did see that. Yes, I did see that.
Fucking interesting, man. It doesn't. Yeah, I don't know. I really disagree with obviously all of that stuff. It has access to pretty much everything that you do on your phone. It has access to your files, your keyboard, your microphone, everything. And obviously Instagram's going down that route now with the whole reel thing and I don't know. I used to like things change. I understand that, but I used to like Instagram, that it was just your mate's content. It was, nice photos, stuff like that. And now it's just becoming a bit like Dancing Monkey again.
Apparently,
it's just becoming a bit more
changing. No. It was rumoured, so I spoke to someone on this ride. They were saying, it's rumoured to all be changing back to photo heavier and more based on your following. You see the posts of your following, so less about growth and more about
right. It would make sense though with the whole TikTok thing that obviously people become unfortunately obsessed with that number of like how many likes, how many views, and so you could see why a competing social media app would do that. They'd be like, well, you get 5,000 views on Instagram, come over to Reels, you're going to get 50. But it's always interesting because you've got to think about what that actually is. Like, what is it? Where does it go? What does it do? What's the importance of it? If you're selling a product, does it mean that you get purchases off the back of it? Or
I always try and just weather the storm. Like what Pilg was saying about being tested. Yeah, I sort of do kind of think that. I kind of think like you just plug on regardless. It's all just stuff that you're putting out there anyway that you like or you're interested in or you're psyched on or you're into. Yeah. So just,
and I think that's the
numbers,
magic there, right?
Look at the numbers, because
do it for the love of you. Not the love of doing it, but because you enjoy making it. Maybe you do enjoy posting nice photos, and it's a nice keepsake and stuff.
Think of it as a scrapbook, absolutely,
and not
because
think of it as
ultimately, if you're doing it, then it'll work anyway, won't it? If you're doing it and it's interesting, it will work, won't it?
Someone on YouTube left a comment yesterday. I think it was Full Send, who's called Full Send MTB, I think. Left a comment saying, "I'm new to YouTube. Do you have any advice?" And I don't know if that was a bot. Sorry if you're not, but I don't know if it was just like one of those things that just comments so you can, you reply to it. But I just sent a really quick reply. I was like, "Do it for the love of doing it. Don't do it for the views," which I think's pretty accurate with anything on social media, right? Just do it because you want to do it, not for anything else.
Well, you're a great example of that because you started the podcast for fun and you stuck with it for. It's all an accident. It's the best thing when it's an accident, I think.
I think so. It becomes, hopefully,
fucking organic, dude.
Yeah, it is organic. It's not for anything else other than the love of doing it, meeting people.
Yeah, too right. I thought it was worth mentioning, though, because I'd seen so many of these memes and these like story shares and all of that. And I guess as silly as it sounds, it does matter. It does matter to anyone who's putting anything out there. And if people enjoy consuming content, then it matters to them as well. If they're not seeing it, they're just getting...
Yeah.
Do you know what I noticed about TikTok? Because you notice like there's different vibes on each thing. What you're talking about is actually the algorithm. TikTok, I don't know how to use it. I've got an account so that no one else has my account, but I don't know how to use it. And if I spoke to a social media expert working at Melon Optics,
right,
and she said that basically it throws anything out there at you, because I don't follow anyone on TikTok. Right. I don't get anything, so it throws anything at you, and anything that keeps your attention. It's quite an interesting one, really. It keeps your attention for a bit. It will then feed more of that into your boy here. Fucking gross. One came up. TikTok fed me one. It was a blackhead popping video. You seen any of those?
Yeah, I have. Yeah, I don't like it.
It fed me one. That sounds gross. Fed me blackheads. And then obviously I watched it like, oh, that's gross. I can't believe it. And then the whole, it's lit like, if it's an algorithm, it's like, oh, nice to meet you, Ollie. So you like blackheads, eh? It's just fed me tons of the horrible things.
Oh.
And it's like, so it's just like, yeah, I go on mine, it's gross, man.
Just blackheads.
Yeah, blackheads and diggers. It does a few diggers.
What's weird is you become protective over that algorithm, which I find. I know we spoke about this ages ago, but like, I've got to burn a YouTube account because the Ride Companion one, to me, that's to be honest, I use that as like my personal one. So I only ever want to see videos on there that are in my wheelhouse of what I like to watch.
Yeah.
And then as soon as one comes in, I'm like, whoa, I don't like that. Like, I don't want to watch a pimple popping video. Like, get the fuck out of it.
It gets out of control, doesn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. All of a sudden,
I've got my diarrhea. Yeah, absolutely. I got my diarrhea example where I played a diarrhea thing because George's headphones were connected to the TV, and then I just ended up like with my YouTube profile was just loads of diarrhea. I'd never thought about it before. It was just diarrhea noises. I was like, fuck's sake. So now I've got YouTube with diarrhea noises. I've got my TikTok's fucking blackheads. It's gross.
It's not.
This content is
nice
gross,
man.
Just let me get back to seeing I'll tell you what I want to see. I remember bring back Instagram when it was people having coffee and people having avocado on toast.
It's so true.
It used to piss me off. I fucking miss it now.
Yeah.
Show me your avocados, dudes.
Feel ya. You been watching and listening to anything good other than pimple popping videos?
I think it was, thankfully the pimple popping is a very small amount of time because I've literally spent approximately 5 minutes on TikTok in my life, so we're
probably for the best, mate. Please.
Yeah, I think so.
Don't let it go past 6.
Any more of that. Yeah. I watched King of Staten Island. It has
great film.
I hadn't seen it. I don't know if you told me to watch it or if one of our listeners did, but it was I think it was a companionship suggestion, or maybe
I think so. A long time ago. It's about a year old now.
Yeah, very old. Yeah. So
very
I watched
old.
that. It's got
for content. Very old.
Yeah, it's very old. But I've only just got around to it, and it's got Bill Burr in, and anything with Bill Burr in sick, and it's also got Pete Davidson in. He's very funny as well. So I really enjoyed that. I thought it was good. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that film as well. I was going to watch that again the other day. Random.
No way.
Came back up. Yeah, I was like,
Still haven't seen Top Gun, dude. I want to see Top Gun.
Either.
Have you seen it yet? We gotta fucking see Top Gun.
Yeah, got to go see that before it's out of the movies because I think you've got to watch that in the cinema, haven't you?
Yeah, absolutely. I've been trying to organise it. I just got no one fucking wants to hang out.
No one cares. Yeah.
No one wants to hang out. What can you do?
It's too far. I'd meet you in the middle, but too far.
It's a long way to go for a 2-hour movie.
Yeah, like Birmingham Cinema or something.
Birmingham to watch some Scientologist bloke fucking fly around in a fake plane.
I've been watching on Netflix. There's a new show called Street Food USA, which is great.
I saw that. Yes,
fantastic.
I haven't seen it, but I saw it was on there. Yeah,
fantastic.
It's good, is it?
First few episodes are insane. Yeah, big fan of that. Obviously, really, really like cooking, and anyone that's just passionate about stuff that does stuff like that is just amazing to me. You know, working out of a little food truck, but make some of the best food in a city.
Yeah, I really like street food because it cuts out bullshit. Like, there's a certain amount of bullshit that I can't cope with in a restaurant. Like, I like it for a very short period of time, and then I get very bored. You know, like the millions of fucking tiny little dishes, Michelin star, this and that. I agree, it is all very nicely prepared food, but street food cuts out any of the hoo-ha and the bullshit, doesn't it?
With you.
Man,
with
I
you.
Like street food.
Yeah, big fan of it. Big fan of learning about the people behind it. There's one with this Asian lady, which is really good. You'll love that one. just making Thai food. Does it purely for the love of it, and it's just blown up. Super cool.
Wicked.
Yeah, big fan of that. So yeah, I've been watching that.
What have you been listening to?
Oh, I found a new artist, which I think you'd hate it. It's it's a guy. He calls himself Dirty Prescott Kids.
I mean, fuck that. I'm not. You saw Dirty Prescott Kids and you were like, fucking give me some of this.
Yeah, he's got a song called Ray Gin, R-A-Y Gin, and it's like, I'm feeling like raging. Yeah, you get it. Yeah. It's like, it's country with a hip-hop beat. It's good.
Nice.
It goes hard, I'll be honest with you. And then I went down a little rabbit hole of learning about this guy, and he's just this like redneck guy that he's got jet skis actually. He's had all these jet skis wrapped in all of his like raging artwork. It's pretty dope, man. Weird. So yeah, I only learnt about this guy recently. So Dirty Prescott Kids.
Is he good on YouTube?
He's good on Instagram.
Oh, check him out.
He's a good Instagram follow. Yeah, goes hard. So yeah, I've been listening to that a little bit. Some of the other songs are dog shit, but this one's really good.
Nice. Cream White Room. Just feels like
I've got the playlist open right now because I had it on right now. I had it on before, so it's going straight in.
Thanks, dude. Appreciate it.
Because sometimes I forget, right?
Yeah. Why would you remember such obscure shite? But Cream White Room.
All right, there you go. It's in the playlist.
Thanks, dude. Just reminds me of Trails and Summertime, which is current for me. I like it. Yeah.
And hopefully you're back at it really soon.
Fingers crossed, eh?
Cream White Room, and if you don't know, because we just randomly said it's in the playlist, we got a playlist on Spotify. It's called the Ride Companion playlist. There's a picture of Ollie on it now, so I had to change it.
Thanks,
there's a picture of you sat there in the hot seat.
Nice.
So yeah, you can listen to all of our picks, and in all honesty, it's just my personal playlist. So it's mainly stuff that I put in.
It's basically Davies Bon Jovi playlist.
I just renamed my old playlist. It's a good playlist. It's a good playlist. While we're at it, we're just going to do a little, what would you call it? A little plug. Because if you're listening, leave a review on iTunes. We want to start reading those out again because it's pretty fun. So wherever you're listening or watching, leave a review, leave a comment, shoot your boys a like, because we're going places, and we're only going places because of you guys. And we're on a nice little journey, and we've got some stuff happening in the future, haven't we? We're building out a place and all this sort of stuff.
Absolutely, yeah.
We need more. We don't need, but it's lovely to get likes and comments and shares and stuff like that. So wherever you're listening, watching, tell your friends. It helps you boys out.
Yeah, ultimately, we're in this together.
We are.
The companionship is real, and it's spreading, and we want to keep it spreading.
We'll keep it spreading. We want to keep the companionship
I like the idea
rolling.
of the reviews, though. That's funny. That's a funny idea. That people can get creative with those reviews.
Yeah, they can. Hopefully, so I'll see if there's any new ones while I'm on it.
Yeah, please,
while I'm on my phone, I'll see if there's any fresh ones. All right, so we're going to do Apple Podcast Review of the Week. And I'm just going to see if there's any new ones. I've not been on this for a while. There might not be. Okay, there's one from the 6th of July, which isn't too long ago, which you probably haven't read out. And it says, it's from Boosted Luke, and it says, best podcast on the interwebs. Davey and Odub helped me loads through lockdown with the podcast. Can't wait to meet them at Freedom Ride. And there you go.
Yes. Nice one, Boosted Luke.
We got to meet him. We'll do another one. Phil83. What's not to like? Pull you in thinking it's going to be about mountain biking, then within seconds they're off on a tangent, keeping you smiling and laughing for as long as they keep talking. Plus now and then they talk about bikes. Perfectly sums up this episode, I think.
Well, good.
So thank you,
look, they're so nice.
Yeah, it's
like being at a pub with your mates, except they drink alcohol-free beer and don't have a clue what they're talking about. 5 stars, would recommend. That is good.
Yeah, please, if you can, even if you don't listen on Apple, head over there. You can leave a review. It's the only place I think you can leave a review.
No, I appreciate
you can't do it on Spotify. You can leave a 5-star review on Spotify if you want to. On YouTube, the best thing you can do is leave a comment and share it. There's literally a share button. And also, don't know if anyone knows this, but there's now a clip button on YouTube. So if there's a clip that you like, or you want to make your own clip, you click the clip button, make a clip, and then you can share it on your own channel, which goes a long way.
So? Yeah, wow.
So yeah, it's true that.
Didn't know that.
True. It's true. And there you go. Should we do some listener questions if there is any?
Let's do it.
I forgot to put the thing up again until late last night, so we'll see what's in here. Okay. Here we go.
Boots and cats
Bam,
and boots and
bam, bam. Listener questions.
Get it.
That was alright, man. I'm impressed. Alright, listener questions. Here we go. At Don Walcott. For £1 million, swim with Barrymore or fix it with Jim?
It's a tough one, isn't it? I mean, this is a dark question, this is. Swim
went
with
dark.
Barrymore, you end up dead. Fix it with Jim, you end up... You
Fingered.
didn't kill anyone. I'm going with survival. See, you made me make this dark. You made me answer the question. Whoever that was. I'm going with survival. I'm going with abuse from Jim will fix it. Thanks very much. When that's your bet, when that's the answer, you know.
Yeah. I'd
You know
go
what I mean?
fix it too. I can't swim
You'd
very
fix
good.
it.
Yeah.
I can't
I
swim.
reckon
I'd
I could take Jim. I reckon I'd take Jim with headlock.
I think I'd be dead before Michael Barrymore even got in the pool. You know what I mean?
Flailing.
Such a bad swimmer.
What else we got?
Oh, goodness.
Don Walcott. This is a good one, actually, I guess now. Fuck. Oh, I hate that word. Fuck, marry, kill. Bren, Deeks, Bernard.
Oh.
Should we get rid
going
of
with
the
Davey?
first
These
one?
are-
Should we just go with Kiss?
Kiss, marry, kill.
Yeah. I'm gonna.
It'd be really hard to kill Deeks. I'd be interested to see how. I mean, literally, loads of people have tried and can't do it. Load of blokes in Afghanistan gave it their best shot and they couldn't do it.
Yeah.
And I think
Just
probably
got
a lot of people
Oi's
have.
back at him.
Yeah. Be really hard. Yeah.
I'm gonna kiss Deeks. Yeah, marry Bren.
Can we move on?
It's funny because it's just your mates. Like
Yeah,
no one
it's
ever
just
does
a
that
bit
with
weird,
my
isn't it?
mates. It's really
No.
weird, isn't it?
Let's do it
Okay,
with your mates.
let's not. At Tim_Sadler. You have one statement to pitch mountain biking to a big sponsor. What is it?
Ooh, that's a really good question.
Tim
It's
comes through
actually
with
one
hitters.
that I do think about because, you know, you sometimes get to see like these kind of proposals that companies will have or people will have for mountain biking.
Yeah.
I'm trying to give an example, but you're basically selling mountain biking. So if you imagine selling mountain biking, let's go with an existing mountain bike out of industry sponsor, Red Bull. Imagine you're pitching to Red Bull. You'd have numbers. You'd say, look, the fucking world's greener than ever. Bikes are 99% efficient or whatever, energy efficient. I think all of those things would be the angle that I'd take. What about you?
Again, depending on what level they're trying to get involved at,
Yeah.
what we're trying to do here, I'd say that the personalities that we can bring to the table are pretty good. Very, very much a sport where other people are taking part in it outside of the professional level, especially with enduro and stuff
Yeah.
like that. A lot of bikes been sold, so that's a good one.
Yeah, there you go. That's good.
But yeah, one statement would be probably just to say that it's an engaged. I think that's engaged. I think we've
One of
got
the most,
we've got a
yeah.
sport full of real fans that are really
Yeah.
engaged. That obviously you can see actually with the changes that are probably coming to play. How many people get involved, have a say, rise up, mention things? You know, it's that thing on Pink Bike's got like 600 comments. I know
Yeah,
it's
it's
not.
so cool, isn't it?
In
It's
the
so
grand
cool.
scheme of things, it's not a lot, but it's kind of. I bet it's had a lot more page
It is a
views
lot.
than that. That's for damn sure. People are, we're an engaged community. And I think that everyone wants what's best for the sport.
In so many different ways as well, because like you'd think just participation is just about actually biking. You know, biking is really good, doing it is really good. Then there's fitness, then there's sort of product. Some people they're not really as fussed about riding. They're happy with their level. They don't really want to improve, and yet they're very interested in the latest technology. I think that's very cool about it as well, because it's almost like this model making. Do you know what I mean? Like this,
Yeah.
almost like a collector's kind of thing, improving your bike and making little changes and noticing what they do on the trail.
Yeah,
And then there's just being out in nature. There's the wholesome outdoor side of mountain
So many
biking.
positives.
It's
isn't there?
fantastic, isn't it?
What a great sport.
What a great sport. I can't remember what the question was.
Please don't break
life
it.
is good, though.
Hamish_child. Favourite school subject?
Man, I wish I paid more attention in school.
I'm struggling to think of school subjects.
I always went with art.
Was eating
because
one?
It was just faffing around. HE, you like HE, yeah.
No, eating.
Eating, lunch break.
What's
We're talking
HE?
about lunch. Home economics.
I didn't do that.
Food technology.
Yeah, I guess I did do that then.
Yeah.
We call it something different up here.
What do you call it? Eating.
Yeah, we had eating, fighting, that was PE. Oh dear.
What other ones are there?
We had shouting, that was English.
Was it?
We had-
Yeah. What was the most unruly subject?
For RE, dude. I think it's the same in every school.
RE, yeah.
RE got wild. That was brutal, looking back, how bad that was, you know? Being that
Yeah, it's
teacher,
bad.
bless her.
Yeah,
Literally talking
pointless.
to nobody.
So
Just
stupid.
stood there talking to nobody. And now, I'd be quite interested. That's the annoying thing.
Mate,
That's the
one
really
of the
annoying
most
thing.
important things. You don't
Yeah.
have to be
Now I'd be
religious
like, I want to
have-
learn about all this stuff. Like, I want to learn about
helps you
different
understand
cultures
the world.
and stuff.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. But
That's
at the time,
funny, isn't it? That's the same for me, RE, yeah. I was such an unruly student in RE.
yeah.
Just didn't feel relevant. How do you make people engaged and make
You have to have the
stuff
best.
relevant?
It does all come down to people. It comes down to the teachers, right? I mean, we had this science teacher that had zero class control. Basically, we'd walk in, he'd go in the storeroom, we'd lock the door, we'd wait till the lesson finishes, unlock the door, let him out, everyone went off. That was like most weeks. It was awful, really. Really bad. But
I actually, if I go through the list of subjects, I was just going through them in my brain at school, and I just think about how interesting every single one of them is, and how much I want to be. You know, even if you're not interested in French, I want to be able to do French. I'm not interested in the theory of French, but I'd love to be able to speak French.
And I bet all the teachers have the same. You know, let's say you're teaching history and you're learning about Egypt or something like that. You're teaching these 30 young people about Egypt, and you're talking, and they're just staring back at you, just like,
Hard job, isn't it?
fuck, come on. I just want, it's an hour of this. Let's get out of here. How frustrating that must be as a teacher to be like, come on, like, we're learning about ancient Egypt. It's like civilization, and you just can't get that point across to these young people that probably just don't give a fuck. Probably a couple of people. That's what it was like in our class, right? I'd say you had out of 30 kids, you had 26 who didn't care. 4 of them loved it.
I think
And would
my
debate and talk and
worst
get
one was
involved.
probably drama, and I got out of there as quick as possible. Do you remember drama or
Yeah, I
performance
do
art or
remember
whatever
drama.
it is?
Yeah.
I think that was my worst one, because I think at school I wasn't really confident in myself.
Okay.
I didn't have much. Yeah, I didn't feel very confident, and it certainly drama to me highlighted that. You know, that how much everyone else was like, hello, but you know, in hindsight, it would have been probably quite good to be able to learn to lie and act.
True.
Quite good, quite useful skill, being able to just sort of pretend.
Lie and act. Yeah. I don't know what my favourite one is. I don't know. I really... actually, I do. It's photography. I did photography. Really enjoyed that.
Nice.
Yeah, actually.
didn't
Not
have
many
photography.
schools have that. Yeah, not many
No, I
schools seem
didn't
to
have
have it, but we had a really good photography teacher, Mr. Something, and he made it really engaging. It was good. Dark room. Loved it.
Yeah. I think there were like a number of different choices that you could make at GCSE level at school. It got to a certain point and you'd sort of narrow down your things. And I chose art, languages. Okay. So I did French and German. I think I did just 2 sciences, and I think I ditched chemistry. Chemistry was my weakest science, I think.
Right.
I just don't really find that interesting. It's like I don't know, it's too theory based, and I don't know. But basically, chemistry for me is just me memorising things, and that's the problem. You have to be engaged. Like, memorising things is quite difficult. Like, even I know it's at the foundation of every subject, but just memorising, it's like you're not learning anything. Like,
you're not. No, you're just remembering facts. Yeah, you're not. Yeah, totally. interesting, really, isn't it? Like, when you think back, I'd love it now. Hopefully, if you're listening to this and you're young and you're at school, treasure it, because you get a bit older and you think, oh, I've wasted loads of time there not learning stuff about stuff. And
yeah,
yeah,
it's true, isn't it? I'd if you could get paid to go back now, that's an interesting thought. That is, going to full-time education and broad education, not one subject, not like going to university, picking one thing and doing it hard. Doing just that, sort of like someone walking you around, feeding you food, going to a different room, they teach you something.
Yeah.
Would you do it for the same money you're on now?
Ooh. Would I go back to school for the same money?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a great question. I love that. Would you go back?
It's an interesting one, isn't it?
I think so, dude. Yeah, I think so. Do you have to deal with other people, though?
I mean,
That was
with
one
other
thing about
people.
school I didn't like, because other people there.
See, I think I could do with some other people. I think I've been in a bubble for too long. I just realise how weird I am. I feel like I feel like now at school would do me good, just to go and hang out with a load of people, load of persons, people that I would never normally hang out with. But maybe,
and would you go back to school in the present day, or would you go back to school as if you were at school in the 2000s?
No, present day. It'd have to be. You'd be an adult student. Right. You'd be adult at school.
Yeah, I'd go.
I think I would.
I'd go.
It would put a dampener on your career, but for how long would you still be engaged and entertained and be learning stuff? It's
2 years, I'd say. I'd do it for 2 years. I'd take 2 years and go do it.
2 years out, educational sabbatical.
Yeah.
And an adult learning facility.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd do it. Interesting. It'd be probably quite fun. Would you do it then? Yeah.
I think I would, yeah. I think I'm interested in.
You get to finish at 3:30.
It's one of exactly. It's one of those, you get loads of riding in, yeah. It's one of those things that, like, I want to never lose. I want to never lose interest in the world and things around you. I think it's like something that can't be taken away, except by you. If you stay engaged and interested in just what's going on and why stuff works and how the world is, then
I think it's fascinating that, you've been on this planet, for me, 35 years, and you learn things that you never knew that thing existed. I love that. I love it. You're just like, I never knew that was even a thing. Like, the fact about women's football was like, I never knew that. I'm 35 and I never knew that was a thing.
And it informs things, doesn't it? Like we were joking around with that, or I certainly was at that point, because I'm sick of football. but actually, that fact informs other things. It makes you realise how ridiculous the world is, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? How recent crazy shit's gone down, and like seems like a lot sometimes. All of the changes in literally everything that changes constantly, and it seems like a lot, but it's for a reason, isn't it? Bad stuff went on recently, I guess, and it's like it's too easy to forget.
Yeah, it is. That's why you need to stay humbled, watching history and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think being interested in stuff does keep you humble, doesn't it?
Yeah,
it does keep you
especially stuff that's not nice in a weird way,
Yeah, but you just know that you don't know everything. I guess it's a good thing. Mate, what an episode! Fantastic, thoroughly enjoyed it. Are we doing more listener questions? Have we got any more?
There's a few more, yeah. Not that many though.
We got a guest for next week as well.
Yeah, we're doing it, yeah.
Yeah, we're doing it, but let's not announce it.
Okay.
Let's not announce it just in case.
But you can follow him in advance. It's at Brian Cox.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
What would he talk to us? He'd just be like...
Yeah, that was fun, dude. Lovely episode. Appreciate everyone. It's 11:11 on the nose. We're wrapping up on a Monday morning at 11:11.
11:11.
Yeah, big ups everyone again. We appreciate you. The podcast's on a bit of a roll at the moment, and it's only down to you guys. So please, wherever you're listening, watching, shoot us a like. I've booked a holiday, Ollie, I forgot to talk to you about. I'm going to Kefalonia at the end of the month. If anyone lives in Kefalonia and listens to the podcast, hit me up. I'd love to meet you. Chances are slim, but you never know.
You never know. Hey, does that mean we're doing a listener question episode next week? So if If you, this is the supply teacher of the podcast world, the listener question episode. If you've got something that you really think, we want topics, we want stuff that we can go down rabbit holes on, please submit it. Davey's going to put the link up. Is that right? You can put up a listener question link, and we can.
Yeah, we'll do it way before. So we'll be doing an episode next week, a regular one. Then we're gonna pre-plan one for when you're away in Whistler.
That's right.
Maybe a little listener ride if you're in Whistler.
Please, and. Also, we need to get sent. No, I like it. I like the idea.
Thank you.
We need to get sent a load of video questions as well. Video questions are sick, and we really, whatever video questions.
Yeah, actually, I was going to announce that. Obviously, we can use the WhatsApp number. We're going to use that now as a thing. So that WhatsApp number that's at the bottom in the show description. If anyone wants to submit listener questions by video, send them to that WhatsApp number, and then we're going to start using those as well again.
Up on screen now. Always wanted to do this. Benny, can you put me full screen?
It won't be that, dude.
Peace and love. Thanks for listening. You guys
appreciate y'all. Stay safe.
Cheers, dog.